As soon as she lowered the bowl, we all swarmed. Ever notice how eating candy just makes you crave more candy? It's a never-ending cycle. Suddenly, my dog, Pepper, barked and raced for the door. A second later, the doorbell rang. "Oh no, we were supposed to be the first ones on the street," Rachel cried. "Hurry up," said Emma as we scrambled for our pillowcases. We pushed past my mom, who opened the door to a bunch of pint-sized princesses. Phew, for a second, I worried we'd have real competition. "Have fun, girls," Mom called as we raced next door. "And be careful." After 3 houses, Rachel tried crossing the street, but Emma stopped her. "Wait, that's the wrong way." "But my parents got Reese's Pieces," said Rachel. "We'll go to your house later. Otherwise, we'll have to backtrack and lose precious time. Trust me, I figured it all out, remember?" Emma waved her map. She'd found the route that would best maximize our candy acquisition potential. At least, I think that's how she put it. Emma is a brainiac. One of those straight-A students who reads the dictionary for fun and always does extra credit even though she's the last person ever to need it. Sometimes she's hard to follow, but we all knew it was best to let her lead. We raced from door to door to door on my side of the street and then the next. 6 blocks later, when we were at the corner across from the local elementary school, Emma said it was time to turn around. "But I heard they're giving away king-size chocolate bars in Canyon Ranch," said Rachel. Canyon Ranch was the rich side of town, just past the school. All the houses there had 4 or 5 car garages and big iron gates. Some were even 3 stories high. "People say that every year, but it's not true," said Emma. "Anyway, we'll get more candy by hitting a lot of houses faster, and there are 4 more houses per square block on this side of town. Plus, they're closer to the sidewalk, which means less walking." "Wait, you actually counted?" asked Yumi. "And measured?" Claire added. "I didn't have to." Emma shrugged. "All the information was available online, so it was just a matter of plugging numbers into a mathematical equation." I was impressed. Sure, we made fun of Emma for plotting everything out so carefully, but an hour later, we were back where we started with full pillowcases. "Let's dump out the candy at Annabelle's and start over," said Emma. "People will be more sympathetic if we show up with empty bags." "Good thinking," said Claire. We headed for my house, but didn't make it very far because a group of kids blocked our path. The closest streetlight was out, so I couldn't really see them clearly, and it didn't help that they were dressed in all black, with dark scarves covering the bottom half of their faces. "Where do you think you're going?" asked a menacing and all too familiar-sounding voice. Uh-oh. I clutched my pillowcase tightly and took a step back. The group moved in closer. Once my eyes adjusted to the dark, I recognized them. They were 8th grade boys, dressed as ninjas, and they carried dangerous weapons. Eggs. Yes, an egg is a dangerous weapon. If you've ever faced a breakfast-themed firing squad, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But there's something even worse than being outnumbered by a bunch of 8th grade ninjas carrying eggs. Being outnumbered by a bunch of 8th grade ninjas carrying eggs when one of those ninjas happens to be Jackson. Tall, with spiky blonde hair and a mischievous grin, he stood in the center of the group, like he called all the shots, which was so typical. I had only moved here 2 months ago, but that was more than enough time to figure out that Jackson was the human equivalent of a major tornado, shaking things up and doing tons of damage wherever he went. And it's not like I could avoid him either. Jackson lives across the street from me, but even worse, he's Rachel's older brother. There was only one thing to do in this situation. "Run!" I yelled and bolted. Luckily, my friends took my advice. We scattered in 5 different directions. Sure, we were outnumbered, but we were fast. Well, most of us were fast. I managed